So before I start, I'm going to have to like introduce things and kind of give a bit of an update because you can see behind me a bunch of new records I got. I got 24 Karat Magic, the Black Album. That one's the hardest to tell Black Album, but that's Jay-Z Black Album. Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy, The Weeknd, Starboy. I would have got After Hours. I just had like $1 less enough for it. And that has blue vinyls, which looks great. And I just got Pinata yesterday, finally. Also, you can see down there, it's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see the Bumblebee from Flower Boy because I have the Scumfuck poster, which is in the Flower Boy vinyl. Those Flower Boy and Starboy vinyls do not want to stay up there, but I got them to stay up there. So, yeah, new vinyls I got. I'll do a vinyl update. I'll do a vinyl update like every once in a while, right? Like, I'll sometimes, like, okay, how I'm going to do vinyl updates now is it'll be like, I think after, I've ordered 3 other records, which are Mad Villainy, Undone, and we got it from here. Once those 3 come in, I think I'll do another little vinyl update, where I'll go through everything I've gotten since then. So basically, that would be, starting with Thriller down to Pinata. All those, I'll go through all those vinyls. And then I'll get the other 4 I get soon. So yeah, I'm also getting a job soon, so I'll be able to get more money and buy way more records. So that's fun. And I don't, unlike other people in hip-hop, I'm a kid, so I don't have any responsibility. I'm a kid on summer break. I have, like, literally no responsibilities right now. So I don't have, like, school, anything, so I don't know. I don't really have anything to do. And I don't have any responsibilities. So all the money I make from a job, I can put to whatever I want. I want to put it in a record, so I'll have a way bigger record collection, hopefully, by the end of the year. But we're talking new records here. One other thing I want to add is my Twitter got clapped. I'm really pissed. What happened actually is they found out. I mean, I told them, didn't think they'd do anything about it, but I re-entered my age, because for years my age was 19. Like I put it as like born in like 2001, because I did not think there'd be a problem. I knew you had to be 13 and up to have a Twitter account. I was like, okay, I'll just make myself an adult. Recently, I thought, oh, I'm 16. I can change my birthday to my correct birthday. No, I can't. They clapped my Twitter because I was 12 when I made it. So I don't have a Twitter now. I do, actually. I recreated it. I made a new Twitter, and I want to get back into the account. However, they want me to give them identification. You know, like I have to give them a photo, like a driver's license or an ID or a birth certificate. I don't know where my birth certificate is. I don't have an ID. And surprise, surprise, I do not have a driver's license. So, kind of screwed. I haven't even started practicing for driving. I don't know. I mean, I'll do it eventually. But anyway, going back to what I was going to talk about today, we're going to review 4 albums today, which I don't normally do, but I decided to package all 4 of these records into one video, mostly because I don't have enough to say on all of them for one video. There's a couple I could give like 5-minute reviews to, but I was like, you know what, I'll just package it all in one video, you know? All 4 are albums that I was relatively interested to hear, but I don't know, they're all albums I thought, I was like, okay, you know what, I'll listen to that. I listened to all of them, and I didn't have enough to say on any of them to give them an individual review, so I'm reviewing them all here. These records in question are new 21 Pilots, Scaled and Icy, new Benny the Butcher, and 38 Splash. I think that's the producer. I hope I got that right. Trust the Sopranos, Mach-Hommy, Pray for Haiti, and Olivia Rodrigo Sour. 2 of those aren't even hip hop, but you know, I'm trying to expand my horizons. So yeah, we're gonna start. We're just gonna go in the order that I listened to them. So yeah, 21 Pilots is the first one. I've been a huge Top fan for multiple years now. This is one of my favorite bands to ever do it. I remember I heard like Stressed Out when back when it was popular, which was way before my love of music. And for a good chunk of my middle school childhood, that was my favorite band. Like Blurryface, Vessel, 2 of my favorite albums ever. I need to adjust that real quick because it's getting in the way. Those gotta be 2 of my favorite albums ever. And I have to admit as well, like both those just great albums. Blurryface, Vessel, great. Then when Trends dropped, I loved that one more. That's my favorite 21 Pilots record. One of my favorite albums, honestly. I actually have a disc for it, I think. Yeah. The first album I ever bought. I don't own a vinyl for it. I just got the disc. Because this was before I wanted to collect. It doesn't even have the disc in it. I don't know where the disc is, but I have the case. I just wanted to collect. At the time, I wasn't interested in collecting albums. So I just got this one disc. And now, I actually collect vinyls, so I probably should have gotten it on vinyl, but I got it on disc. So now I just have this Trench disc that I never play because it's all on streaming. I wanted it for, like, you know, the certification of being a 21 Pilots fan. So I love these guys. They're like one of my favorite duos ever. So obviously I'm hyped as hell when I hear that they're dropping a new record. And everything leading up to this record, I was excited by it. I really liked Shy Away, Choker, Saturday. They're all great singles. So I listened to it, and unsurprisingly, it's fun. I like it. Is it as good as their previous records? No, not really. It's not. I wouldn't call it nearly as good as like Vessel or Blurryface or Trench, but it's a very enjoyable album. I think it's a very carefree kind of fun record, and I liked it for that. There's like, I think the best way to word this is the way my brother worded it. This is the opposite of Vessel. It's like none of the tracks are even close to being the best 21 Pilots tracks, but none of the tracks are even close to being the worst 21 Pilots tracks. They're all just kind of fun tracks. I know a lot of people really did not like this. I've seen a lot of pretty negative reactions to this. And I guess I get why. It's not one of those cases where I'm sitting there like, I liked the record, but everybody else doesn't like it, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I see why. It's like, here I'm kind of like, I can maybe understand why, but I really enjoyed this, and I don't really see what's so bad about this. The instrumentation's very well put together. The singing and the themes are really good. I don't know really what the big issue is with this. Mr. Anthony Fantano, 2 out of 10, which I think is one of the worst ratings he's ever given out. But, like, this is that's one of his worst reviews ever, honestly. I don't like that guy anyway, but oh my god, terrible review. But most people seem to agree with him. I don't know why. Personally speaking, I really enjoyed what this album had to offer. I think it had a really fun, kind of bouncy sound to it. It felt far less dark and centered in being, like, just a somber, kind of emotional masterpiece like Trench, which I like Trench in that way. But I'd much rather them do something like this, which is kind of fun, than do something like Trench again, where they just do the same thing again. These are not guys who repeat the same thing. So I do hope we get a new record in the next year or so, because this definitely doesn't feel like as great, obviously, as the last couple records. But honestly, for what it is, I quite enjoyed Skilled and Icy. I feel like I'm landing around like a B plus. That's what I'm kind of feeling for right now. Like, it's great, but it's definitely not one of the most revisitable albums of the year, and I'm definitely not going to think about it a ton. But I liked what it had. Highlights from this one, I have to go with Choker, Shy Away, Saturday, 3 singles, all just great singles. Other than that, though, Good Day, The Outside, yeah, there's a lot of really great. Most tracks in this I really enjoyed. So yeah, I like this one, honestly. I don't get what the hate is. I quite enjoyed it. Griselda is back. Specifically, the best member of Griselda, Benny the Butcher, has returned with a new record here. I didn't even know about this record till the day it was coming out. I saw on the 2021 albums coming out. I was like, what's coming out tonight other than Skilled and Icy? And I was like, oh my god, Benny the Butcher's dropping it out. I was hyped as hell. I also figured out that this was the album with Love Left on it, which was a great single. I loved that track. So I was very interested to hear what Benny was coming with, right? I like Benny. I love Griselda. I just like what they always bring to the table. I think they have great production. I really like them as a whole. So it's very interested to hear what Benny the Butcher had to offer here. And truly speaking, I don't know how much I loved it. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, right? Like it's good. It has, I need to find my document of a ranking of the track list here. It's kind of going through this. It's good. It's well produced. The beats are all good. But it really felt like it was lacking the same, just untamed energy of the last 4 records he's put out. You get Tana Talk 3, then you got Plugs I Met, then you had Burden of Proof, and then you have Plugs I Met 2. This man has been on a roll. And then he comes with this one that just, for me, it just felt like he kind of was just I need to get something new out. We got to get working on a new thing. And without question doesn't have the same depth, same energy as Plugs I Met records did. It doesn't have near the same rawness of Tana Talk, and it doesn't have nearly the same lyrical and conceptual diversity as Burden of Proof. It just really ends up being an okay Benny the Butcher record that I don't think I'll ever find myself replaying. Literally speaking, I don't think there's a track from this except Love Left that I'll ever find myself replaying constantly. Like I've been replaying like Plugs I Met 2 and all the other like both Plugs I Met, Tana Talk, and Burn of Proof since they've come out. I've just been replaying them constantly. And this kind of comes out, and I'm just like, I'd rather him wait than drop a new record in May. We don't need this. Just go out and work on that Tana Talk 4. I'd much rather hear a new full-on album from Benny than hear more 30-minute producer collabs, because I like that, but I don't need it constantly. I'd love to hear another hour record from him. I think he could do it, but clearly he seems more interested in putting out just 30-minute quick things like this and try albums that just, I don't know, there's very little I found that appealing on this record. I like it. It's fun. It's got its moments, but I'm never going to find myself replaying it. I'll give this like a B, honestly. I wish I could give it something higher, but I don't know. It just didn't, I wasn't feeling it, man, I feel like this could have been a lot better, So the world of hip-hop has been sucking the dick of Mach-Hommy for most of 2021. And I haven't listened to anything else of him besides this. This is my first impression of him. So that's what I was really going into this. Like, everybody was like, this is a great album, Pray for Haiti, great, he was so good on it. And I was kind of going into like, okay, I like what I'm going to hear. It's a Griselda released record, which is always good to hear. Okay, West Side Gun's the one kind of putting this out. Oh no, the Griselda member that I've never really been in love with. Okay, well, here this is. What it ends up being, Pray for Haiti. My first kind of impression of Mach-Hommy. I'll listen to other records from him, right? But I've heard all of his best material isn't on streaming. And I literally can't find any other material from him. Like, people are like, The Gat's the best Mach-Hommy record. I can't find The Gat. Somebody link it in the comments, because it's not on any streaming service. It's literally nowhere. I want to listen to it because apparently it's amazing, but I don't know where it is. Point is, though, Pray for Haiti is my first impressions of Mach-Hommy. And I'll be real, I don't really see why we're all sucking him off this way. It's a good record. I like it. But I don't know what the big thing that really made me feel kind of just, like, I thought this was a good album. But the thing that, like, really I feel like made me not love it to the extent other people love it is I just feel like I don't like this production very much. I think the production is very weak across a lot of this record. It's good at some points. Au Revoir, Murder Season, Blockchain, Stellar Ray Theory, great beats. But there's a lot of beats like the 26th Letter that's just a blues sample. And that's all it is, looped. There's no drum pattern, there's no anything like that. And you can't be sitting there telling me, oh, that's Griselda experimental. No, it's not. That's just lazy production. And then I find out who's producing this other than West Side Gun. The guy, for a lot of time recently, he's just been producing kind of weak. I actually need to remember, was it West Side Gun that produced this? I thought it was, but I might have read it wrong. Wait, I want to make sure I know, right? Because I kind of just skimmed over it, and I was like, oh, okay, that seems the case. And it sounded like it, too. So I think this is, it doesn't seem like they put this on a Wikipedia. That's really dumb, but, point is, though, it's just like, whatever case you want to look at it, this feels like a modern 2021 West Side Gun record. The rapping's all good, but like lyrically, like it feels like Who Made the Sunshine for me was one of the weaker West Side Gun records. It felt really like just, West Side Gun he just kind of threw it out there because he felt like he needed to make another record. It feels like a sequel to Pray for Paris, but Pray for Paris was way better. And this feels like almost in the same lane as Who Made the Sunshine. Not just because the cover art is very similar, but it's also just because it's like good rapping, weak production. There's just very little beats from this. I found myself feeling anything other more than just, okay, that's okay. Personally enough, I also just don't understand why Mach-Hommy is so amazing. He's fun. He's got a good flow. He's got great lyrics. I'll admit that. But he's not doing anything I haven't heard. He's not doing anything that separates himself from anybody, specifically even in Griselda. Like, I'd much rather hear a Conway record or a Benny record than a Mach-Hommy record, because Mac is just kind of, I feel like he's just kind of flowing like everybody else in the game. And he's not like in everybody else in the game in terms of like trap, but like, I mean more in the sense of this underground wave Griselda I don't know, Mach-Hommy I feel like doesn't really add a ton to the table, but people love him, I'll admit that, and I haven't heard a lot of his best stuff, so I might have to listen to that first. But on first impressions, I'm not really that blown away, and I felt pretty, like, this is good album, but definitely not as good as some people hyped it up to be. I feel like a B+ here. I like it, it's fun, but it's definitely not as good as some of you guys hyped it up to be. Alright, pop record time. I don't review pop albums very often, but ever since I reviewed Justice, I feel like it's right for me to review some more popular pop albums. So Sour, Olivia Rodrigo, very popular artist this year. She released one single, Driver's License, and blew up from there. You might think she is going to be a one-hit wonder, but then Deja Vu got very successful as well. And this record's been doing quite great numbers. So Olivia Rodrigo has proven to be quite a success. She's proven to have a really, like, attracting thing. I don't know really who's streaming her. I know it's teenage girls, but, like, because just listening to the music, she's a teenage girl. She's probably making music for people about her age, honestly. So I'm actually going to come out and say it, that this album definitely isn't for me. But I really liked Driver's License. That was just a really solid track to me. Just, like, the instrumental I really liked. I feel like there's a lot of passion in it. The way it was produced, it sounded great to me. So I really liked Olivia from that track. Then I heard Deja Vu, and I don't know, the track it was just kind of boring to me. It was just kind of like another song about an ex with a new girl, and you like him still, but, like, you don't know what to do. It had some cool production, but the track just kind of fell flat for me in that sense. Then Good For You dropped, which was honestly terrible. That's just a bad song. Like, disregard, like, what the subject matter is and how it obviously doesn't appeal to a 16-year-old kid, like 16-year-old guy. It's just bad production. Like, the rock sounds bad. It's just a bad song. So going into this, I didn't have a ton of hype, and as I expected, I definitely could see this being an album that, like, you know, teenage girls really fall in love with, and it really gets them going. But, like, I guess as someone who doesn't really find myself appealed to this kind of music, I just found this incredibly repetitive and boring. Like, we talk about the subject matter of this album. It's about, like, breakups, and I like that. I'm fine with that. I think that's an okay subject matter to go with. But when you do the same, like, exact word-for-word lyrics on, like, every track, it's really annoying. Like, it feels very much like she wanted to create this, you know, this, like, very, like somber album about, like, exes and stuff. And that would work for me if so every track follows the idea of a very slow piano or guitar, check, loving this guy, but him breaking your heart. You gave everything to him. He told you he loved you, but he broke up with you, and he's with this new girl, and you hope he's doing okay, but you really just want him back, and you hope he's not happier. You hope he's happier with her, but was happier with you. And I'm like, okay, that's a cool subject matter for one song. That's kind of what you went with for Driver's License. And I liked the way Driver's License kind of followed the idea of it being around a car. But everything else on the record is just that same thing. Like, the song Traitor is literally a carbon copy of Driver's License without any of the creativity. And same with songs like Happier, Favorite Crime, Enough For You, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back. At least, like, Deja Vu used some creative production. Everything else here just kind of falls flat for me. And then there's moments on here where I think she really, like, stepped out of the box, did something great. Brutal is a solid opening. Brutal's like an intense kind of rock-heavy song where she kind of goes through everything that's just tearing her apart. I like it. I think it's a great opening. Jealousy touches on the idea of her, like, looking at, like, seeing other girls on Instagram and social media and really wanting to be like them, wanting to be happy for them, but also hating them because she's jealous. It's a good song. It's a real issue. Hope You're Okay actually used creative production, and it actually had a little... I think that's a great closing for the album because it kind of shows her maturing and being like, okay, I really hope you're happy, though, guy. I know we're not together anymore, but I hope you're happy. Great way to end the album. Everything else, though, just couldn't be less interesting to me. Like, it's not even the fact that I'm just a teen guy. Like, this could help someone out, right? But as a person who analyzes music, it's just not interesting, you know? It just could be better. It's a pretty mid record by a person who has a great voice, and I really hope does something more creative with the second record. But yeah, this isn't another Billie Eilish who's doing something totally just taking a new crazy weird route and doing something really creative with it. Olivia is just taking the same route a bunch of other teen girls are doing and just kind of making the same song over and over again. It's not for me, I know, but I don't know. Definitely wasn't solid record in my opinion. I feel like a C plus here. I'm not going to go too brutal for this because I know it's not for me. And there were a couple of tracks in this I liked and some subject matters I liked, but really could have been better, honestly. Just maybe if you said things more creatively, then I'd like it more, but you didn't. So, oh well. All right, that took longer than I thought it would, but what's your guys' favorite album here? And you guys excited for June? I'm probably going to get a review out every week too, guys, except for the final week because I'm gone that week. But what is dropping in June? Well, we got new. Tonight we have DMX. Can't wait. Next week, I don't know if this is probably coming out not tonight, but we'll see. Next week we got Lil Baby Lil Durk. I'm very interested by that one. Then the week after we got Migos and Polo G. I cannot wait to trash Polo G and hopefully praise Migos. Hopefully Culture 3 is great. I don't know if there's anything else in next week, but other albums that I know are coming out that month. We have new Ski Mask coming out that month. We have new Isaiah Rashad. Can't wait. We have new Hiatus Coyote. Yeah, there's a ton of really great stuff coming out next month that I'm very interested to hear. What do you guys think on all these records, and what is your most anticipated album for the rest of the year? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time, and bye. And I might start a new series soon. I don't know. I'm thinking of some series ideas, and I might execute some of them. See you guys next time. Bye.